The content of this radio show is to provide information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered advice or a recommendation. Thing or Two About Life Total is an adult podcast and recommended for mature audiences only. No content from the radio show can be used without the permission of Thing or Two About Life Total. Thank you.
I am solid to me, but I can learn a thing or two from you. I can weather the storm all by myself, but I'm so glad I got a total crew.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to an all-new season. This is season 4, if you guys can believe it. Welcome to Thing or Two About Life. It is the Total Podcast, and we are back. So, congratulations are in order. Season 4 right here. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. We're going to talk about the color purple because we ended off the season last podcast asking where we all going to go see the color purple. So we all had a chance to check it out, and we going to talk about it. We also going to talk about Black traditions, the superstitions and the traditions that we got for the new year coming in and other different traditions. And we also got Dr. Umar, a couple clips, and we're just going to talk about some of the things he put out there, and we're just going to expand upon them and see how the panel is feeling about what he said. And we're going to go from there. And, whatever pops up in between that, we will talk about as well. So we're going to get into it, kicking off season 4. We're going to start it off different. We're going to let Marlena introduce herself first. How you doing, cat lady? You get the pleasure of cracking open seasons for a cherry. Go ahead, baby.
Meow, meow. How's everybody? Welcome in. We are so glad to be back, and we are glad that you are with us. Hang in there. We're going to have a good time. We got some good topics, and we love you. Go back out and bring a friend if you didn't do that. You have time. So, come on. Meow.
All right. Meow. With that being said, we are, as always, we got Mr. Triple H, Mr. On One, Mr. Make It Do What It Do in the building. What's going on with you, bruh?
What's going on, my peeps? Another year, another episode, another trip down memory lane, another thought to be processed and expanded upon, and enjoying the new year and all the things that are coming to be. And hey, it's gonna be one, so let's get on one this year.
All right. And as always, we got our producer extraordinaire, the lovely Andrea. How are you, madam?
Good evening, everyone. I'm great. Happy to be back. We are into 2024. Can y'all believe that? And we are into season 4 of the Total Podcast. Like Marlena said, if you hadn't brought someone else in, please bring someone else in, and let them learn a thing or two about life along with you.
All right. Yeah. And with that being said, don't forget, just look behind us. You can see all the places that we are prominently featured out here in these digital streets. We're on all social media aspects and avenues. So if you can't find us, that means you really not trying, because we out there in these streets. We ask that you get out there in them digital streets and join us as well. And bringing up the real last but not least, not in the least, we got the beautiful Mama D, season 4, kicking it off. How are you doing, pretty lady?
Sookie down. Good evening and Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome back. We have been biting at the bit so that we could get to talk with you guys. And we are looking forward to another year of info. If you have anything that you think you want to hear us talk about or converse about, or that you're interested in, just send us a shout out and we'll be happy to do that. We're glad to be back.
All right, and back we are. All right, well, we got all the introductions out the way. There may be a few additions coming But if they show up, then fine, we're gonna welcome them. But it's not, this train gonna keep on rolling, and we just gonna get into it.
So
So
you calling me an audition,
well,
Marianne?
no. You are the addition that we cannot forget about. And ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage right now in her lovely blue tassels and all her rainbow coloring and her southern charm, it is Madeline. How you doing, Sugar Pie?
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be back. Hey, Andrea.
Hey, man.
How you doing, Andrea?
I'm fine, Madeline. How are you this
I,
evening?
I'm doing good. It's good to see your face in the place, as they say. And everybody,
Definitely.
hey, everybody else. Hey there, Mama Day. But you ain't my mama, huh? But Mama
Thank
Day.
God for that. And where were you when Marlena was introducing herself? Where were you?
Somewhere tending to my business.
Yeah, well, you should have been here.
Well, I'm here now. So anyway,
Mm,
don't you worry.
yeah,
Don't you
okay.
worry about me. Don't you worry about me.
A day
Hey,
late and a dollar
Mary.
short is what you are.
Hey, my best is really on. I see
Hello
you in
there,
the world. How
Madeline.
you doing?
I'm all right.
That's good. What you been doing?
The summer,
N- n-
everything.
well, I might a little bit might hate you because you ain't been paying me no attention, but it's all good. Hey, Mario, what's up, man?
Not too much. I'm doing just fine. Continue
Okay,
on, Madeline.
let's get on with the show because we got some good stuff going on out here. Marlene's told me we got some good stuff going on tonight.
All right. Well, Marlene, as
Andrea,
always,
did
is
you get your
informative.
message?
Mhm.
Andrea, did you get your message?
Message from.
Mitch?
Mitch,
No, I am sorry. I had looked. No, but go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. All right. With that being said, y'all know as in the black community, which we're all kind of, well, more than qualified to speak on since we've been in the community for quite a while, since we came in on to the earth. We have traditions, we have superstitions, we have all type of things that we believe in. You know, like when we coming up, your mama say about pocketbooks being on the floor and stuff like that, jumping over brooms, don't sweep my feet, all type of stuff. Before we play this clip, Miss Dianetta, what are some of the superstitions or traditions that you heard about coming up?
Well, in our household, we didn't have any superstitions. We didn't believe in superstitions. But being around in the neighborhood about putting your purse on the floor, um, don't sweep over. And with my husband, he was adamant about anybody using a broom over his feet. Um, I used to live with an older lady when I was younger, and during New Year, the very first person that comes in her house during in the New Year would have to have been a man. He has to walk through the house. I had never heard that one before. Um, and then the basic uh, black eyed peas that you eat, pork and collard greens, whatever, for the New Year. So yeah, my mom and dad didn't believe in that, but I've been around people who did.
What about you? What about you, cat lady? What's anything out there that sticks out to you when you were coming up about all these traditions and superstitions?
well, watching the clip, most of those things I had never heard of, but uh, one of the things that uh, I I grew up knowing was that we would have this uh, rice pudding, and you would put one almond in it, and the person who got the almond would be the person that would have good luck all year long. And the other one was make sure that you had some money in your pocket on New Year's. That way you wouldn't be broke all year long.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's it.
You know, I mean, there's other superstitions. Like Dianetta said, sweeping your feet. My grandmother wouldn't let you sweep her feet, and you swept her foot. She said that in order to break that, she would have to spit on the broom.
Oh, yes,
She
yes,
would have to
Lord.
spit on the broom,
See,
and
I never heard that part of it.
Me neither.
Yes,
Me neither.
yes,
you did, Andrea, that they would have to
yes. Spit
spit
on
on
the
the
broom.
broom. She would have to spit on the broom. If you swept her feet, that meant that she was going to jail.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
don't sweep my feet, cause I ain't going to jail.
Right.
Crazy stuff. It used to tickle me so bad. And she would just be moving them feet. I'm like,
Yeah, I
oh my
definitely
God,
know
it was
people
just
who
so,
don't play that. Don't play that at all.
yeah.
Don't sweep my feet.
Oh, I used to love to get close to her because it was so funny to me. And I used to love to just get close to her feet because I knew she was going to, get all stressed out. Don't sweep my feet. It was
What
just so funny.
what about you, bro? Anything out there that sticks out to you?
Pretty much all those. I heard all those growing up as a kid, growing up where I grew up. Um, yeah, it's a lot of superstitions and things that I heard growing up as a kid, but really I didn't pay attention a lot of because I just really didn't. But being that my father's mother was Indian, a Native American Indian, and her husband, which is his dad, was a black sharecropper. So yeah, I heard all kind of stuff. So I mean, that it is what it is. But you take it hard. You take it hard because of that's your folks, and that's what they believe, or that's what they say. But it's on you whether you want to partake in the superstitions or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, growing up, in the hood and stuff, we've all heard the song, pour out some liquor for your homies and stuff. I never understood. I guess that mean they drinking with you. You remember them, you know what I mean? You know.
Or
I always used to
pouring out
wonder,
the
I don't get
poison,
what the significance of this is.
pouring out the poison for
Just for their memory.
yeah, so
They
they
ain't
can have
drinking with you, but
it.
they would just do it because they said that, that was one of the things that they did in their memory. Not
Yeah.
exactly
Okay.
a superstition.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
just
Gotcha.
a memorial pouring.
sharing
Right.
sharing the bottle with them.
Okay. Well,
Bottle
all
filled,
right.
they
Well,
drink.
all right.
How
What
about
about
it?
you? Any superstitions, any traditions, that sticks out to you growing up?
No, because we was brought up to believe that superstitions and all that type of stuff was witchcraft. We was brought up to believe that, so it wasn't no such thing as luck. It wasn't no such thing as none of that stuff. Well, what it is what it was. What happened is what's supposed to happen. That's how we was brought up.
Okay. All right. Well, then there's that too. Some
Oh,
people
I got another one. My husband believed that if he bought you a wallet, he needed to put at least $1 in it so you won't uh, so you
But
have some money in it for the rest of your life. Well, I never heard of that one. That was a new one.
Yeah.
well, I know, when I'm coming up, my uncle them used to always say stuff like that. A man always keep a couple bucks in the pocket, Mario. I don't care if it's $1 to always have a couple bucks in your pocket. So I mean, yeah, people do stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I guess since we covered that, and we pretty much covered everything that the lady said in the video. I don't know if we need to go into the video, but I don't understand the whole get up under the table and eat the 12 grapes. That
I
right
never
there.
heard that one.
it's
I
I
never heard that.
never heard that.
Everything else I kind of heard what she said, but I don't know about the eat a 12 green grapes, and one grape for each month means you're supposed to have money. And I don't
I
know
guess
what the
so.
significance
I
of
never
doing it
heard
under the
that one.
table.
Never heard that.
I know people try to wash all their clothes up, on New Year's Eve, but I never heard of the one about the grapes. I had never heard of.
Me either.
What about sprinkling the cinnamon throughout the house?
I never heard that
Lord
one
have
Never
either.
mercy.
heard that.
Mm-mm.
Oh man, that is crazy. All
Couldn't
right,
get
I
so
down.
never
yeah,
even heard that. Wash up your clothes. I never even heard that one.
Yeah, wash up your clothes,
Yeah.
wash up all so you won't start the new year off with dirty clothes. That means
With
you'll
dirty
have dirty
clothes.
clothes.
In your house. But the one thing that really I, I don't like because it's a lie is the one where they say you let a man walk through the front door first. And you that's a lie.
Oh Lord.
Ain't all of it a lie?
That's a lie.
Ain't
That's
all of it a
That
lie?
superstition.
that's a lie. Yeah,
It ain't,
you right
he
all
needs to
it is.
do, but he has to walk through, not just walk in the front door, but he has to walk through the whole house.
House. Yeah, that's a
Wow.
lie. And I say that's a lie because I've done it several times and
Yeah.
damn, I'm always sick.
wow. Now, what's the significance of that, though? I mean, what does it
So
mean
your
if you let
house
them
will
walk
be
through?
safe for the year.
Oh, okay,
You have
yeah.
protection for the year in your home.
I mean, I guess if it brings you a peace of mind, if you feel all that stuff is worth it, that you feel because I guess, but like Mitch said, I don't know about far as taking it to the witchcraft, but I do understand sometimes if you do stuff like that, you kind of give it power over because some people got superstition that they will not break for nothing. I don't care what you
Right,
say, this is what they believe, and you ain't
right.
coming, you ain't nothing you could say to change that around. Because I'm gonna touch on this once and I'm gonna leave it alone because I know this could be touchy. But I know when people love to say that, your season is coming for the church people, it drives me crazy because they say this every time, but you know what I'm saying? These people seasons don't ever come. These people season didn't change.
Right?
These people been going, you know, and like I said, I don't want to get into this because I
You and your
know
season.
I know this can ruffle some feathers. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that
But
don't ruffle no feathers, Mario. That's what you call prosperity preaching.
yes, you
That's
know what
how
I'm
to
saying?
loosen up people's pockets to make them want
Right.
to give. That's all it's about.
Yes,
But you
and you
know,
keep telling
if you,
them that, and they
yeah.
believe it.
But if you're the minister of your own home, why are you paying somebody else to minister to you? If you're supposed to be the minister of your own home, does that make sense?
It makes sense, but we ain't going down this rabbit hole, Mitch. We ain't going down this rabbit hole. Now, you know that thing there could spin off into a whole. We could spend an hour on that alone.
Mm-hmm.
um. Okay, so let me start off by asking this. I know Dr. Umar is real controversial to a lot of black people. Some people for him, some people absolutely can't stand him, some people on the fence. How you feel about Dr. Umar, Mitch?
Well, some of the things Dr. Umar I can get with, but some of them is a little far-fetched. Because if you believe what the Bible says, we all are people, and everybody, is who they are, and no matter what color they are. See, he's trying to make everything seem like everything's a business when it comes to relationships. He tries to make it seem like that we don't like ourselves for if we light skin, dark skin. Some of that stuff he needs to keep to himself because that's his opinion. But other things he say about us having our own, he's absolutely right about because we do need to have our own this, that, schools, banks, institution of doctors, lawyers. We do need to have our own things like of those sorts. But some of the things he just takes a little too far.
Okay. All right. What about you, brother? Lee Jack, Mr. On One. How you feel about Umar?
I feel about Umar the same way I feel about mostly everybody else that has an opinion. You listen to 90% of it, and then 90% you listen to 90% of that other 10% you take heed to, because 90% of what most people be talking about be bullshit.
There you go, buddy.
10% might be
You
true.
said it. You said it.
When you take heed to what you need to take heed to, take out what you need to take out, and live by that accordingly. Because
Mhm.
like Mitch said, everybody got their own opinion about everything. Everybody, what they say, everybody got an asshole and all of them stink. So I mean, what you do?
All right. Miss Producer, what you feel about Umar? Taking, leaving, indifferent? What you think?
I'm gonna say this. Leon took everything that I was gonna say, and I don't have anything else to say because he literally said what I was gonna say. But on a different note, you have to. People are always gonna be out here trying to give advice. You have to take from it, inform your own opinion, and that's the only way that you're gonna be able to make it in this world. Yes, some people they do be right sometimes, but that's why God gave us a mind to think with on our own.
Okay. All right. After I get Miss Donetta and Marlena's opinion on Umar, then we're just gonna get him right to some of the things he say, and then we're gonna, discuss it. We don't necessarily have to discuss from his standpoint, but he do raise some questions that can be, a platform for debating. So, Marlena, how do you feel about Dr. Umar? You take him, don't like him, or indifferent?
I'm pretty much on the same page as everybody else. Um, he makes some valid points about on certain subjects, and some of it you can just throw out the window. Um, and like Andrea said, God gives us discernment, to make good and bad judgments that applies to our lives. So, you know, with that, you can either allow what people say be a total influencer, or you can just, use your own discretion.
Okay. All right, Miss Mama D. What's your opinions on Umar?
Well, I'm gonna say this, like my grandmama used to say, whatever he says, I take a strainer and strain through it. And that I can visibly see through the strainer. I'll take in. You have to have as everybody else said, discernment, because sometimes he can go way to the left.
Yeah.
And like Mitch says, he feels like relationships should be dealt with like a corporation, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. Um, there are some people who are true followers of Umar. I can't say that they are, and I know some people who are like that, but can I tell you that their relationships are not all what they hooked up to be? So I listen to him. I have an open mind, but there are a lot of things that he says that I don't agree with.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, let's jump into this first thing, and then coming out of it, Andrea, you can, soon as it stops, you can just tell us what's your thoughts and opinions on this.
Because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The Black woman has had to hold down the Black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of Black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be a man. You ain't got to work, or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back, I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, Black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that, and then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection.
All I can do is speak on that from my point of view, my experiences. Yes, I have made poor choices in relationships in my past, but it has to do with me coming from well, not me per se coming from a single parent home. Yes, I did grow up in a single parent home, and my mom was the person that did everything. So I think that I kind of have adapted that mentality. You got to get out here, you got to hustle, regardless of whether that man is going to be there for you or not. But I can somewhat agree with what he is saying, because there is because men, the way that you treat a woman in the beginning of a relationship is the way that you have to continue to treat her. And that goes for women as well. Meaning that if you start out buying flowers, continue to buy those flowers and so forth. But men don't understand that once you start treating women bad, yes, we go and turn on you. We might not do it right there at the beginning, was for some. We might not do it right there, but at the beginning, there are going to be little things that we do to show you that, okay, what you even really here for.
I in this particular case, right, the more I listen to that, I've in the process of cutting it up, sending it to you guys and just listening to it again. The truth of the matter is, I think it's a very lazy thing just to say that us black men is the total reason why a black woman is angry. I think that's a lazy position and stance to take on it. And I'll expand on that a little bit later, because it's a plethora.
It's not
It's a
that we're
plethora of things.
angry. It's just that we're supposed to have this partner that's supposed to do his part in our lives, financially, with the children and all of that. And then when you don't do your part, that's what makes us angry for some.
Okay, so
I can see
like
that.
the guy said in the thing, because you made poor choices, the next person and the next person and the next person have to keep paying for his poor choices that the woman made.
No, and they shouldn't. They should. Another man shouldn't pay for the other person's mistake.
But
But
it seems like we do.
just know that we have those walls still up.
Mm-hmm.
Have those walls, and it's vice versa for men too. A woman
You're right.
takes you through something. You're gonna still, yes, you might be with this person. You might even be in love with this person. But just because of how the last person did you, you're still gonna have that walled up until you're ready to let it down. Until you can fully see that, okay, maybe I need to let this down a little bit because this is actually going a little bit differently. And I'm
Okay.
sorry, I wasn't meaning to cut you off.
No. You didn't cut me off. This is a very interesting debate, and we'll, once everybody chime in on it, we'll get like a round robin thing going on to see. I wanted to give you women a chance to answer this first. Okay, Ms. Dianetta, from listening to Dr. Umar, do you think that us black men should have the patience with the women, like he said, and realize that we contributed to the way y'all feel about relationships and being angry and things like that?
Well, first of all, he made it as a blanket statement. So no, I don't agree with that.
Thank you.
Each
Thank you.
individual is
That's what I was saying too.
that's a personal thing. And I think in lifetime we've all made some bad choices, men and women.
We
Yes.
have.
Yes.
But should that the next person in line suffer because you made a bad choice? No. You learn from that bad choice and you take another you take another avenue. Now, where you have your problem is you make a bad choice and then you go back and you pick another person with that same problem. Now
Yes.
I can't say that for men so much because I don't know, but I know for women, we tend to have a type, and um we lean to that type. And
Mm-hmm.
even though we know we've had problems with that type before, but we always
Go
are
for it.
assuming that, right, and hopeful that, well, this person's not going to do that, and they wind up being the same type of person. Because I've talked
Right.
to plenty of women who've done that. I've done it too. Um, so no, I'm not going to put that on the man, but I will say this. Um, See, I grew up in a two parent family, so
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like for a man and a woman to work together and make their household work. My parents were very good examples of love and affection and working together monetarily, physically, spiritually, and all that. They showed love to us. They showed love to each other. So I had a really good example of what family life and what husband and wife is supposed to be. But I will say that um it is not. I know women who say, okay, I don't need a man, and in some cases that's true, because they are so domineering that a man steps back. Well, if you won't take my place and do all of this, I'm gonna let you do it. And I know some instances of that as well. Or they have done it by themselves so long, even though they might have had a man in the house, they don't know how to pull back. And that can be a problem too. Sometimes you got to sit down and examine yourself. And
Amen.
I'll use myself as an example. I have to sit back and examine myself. Okay, because now I'm a widow, and so I'm a single woman, and I have to depend on me to get everything done in the household. So whenever somebody comes into my life, I'm going to have to learn how to pull back, and I can do that because before I got married, I was the head of my household. I was raising four daughters who were foster children. So I was making it run and gun, in the house. But when I got married, I wasn't accustomed to having another adult in the house, and especially a man to say, well, babe, let's do this, and this, and this, and this. It was like, well, no, let's do it this way. And I had to pull back and say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Donna, this is not the way it should be. And I explained to him, he looked at me like, because he's of Latin descent, he was of Latin descent, so he had that very strong Latin personality. I had to pull back and explain to him why I acted the way I did. And then when he understood, he said, okay, baby, I understand, but you are not by yourself anymore. I'm here and I'm the head of the house. And even though I make the decisions, I want your input in it too, but I don't want you to take it upon yourself to do something. And it took a while for me to realize that, because every time he would walk around the house, I'm going, what are you looking for? I can help you. Because I had the house and he didn't. So therefore he moved into my house, and he was trying to get himself acquainted to things in the house. And every time he moved, he said, why you keep following me with your eyes every time I move? I said, well, if it's something that you need, I'll help you. He said, no, I need to find stuff on my own. I'm just looking in the drawers to see where everything is. So I don't know where things are in the house. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
after a while, I understood that. But when you do something for so long, that's a learned habit. So you have to pull back. As women, we need to pull back.
Okay. All right, Marlena, what you think about what he said?
Um, I can agree with a little bit of what he said. Uh, but for the most part, I don't believe that men are responsible for uh, women being angry. Um, I think um, I believe And that if a woman has not been treated well in a prior situation, she needs to take that healing process. She needs to take that healing process so that she does not take that anger and the disrespect from a previous relationship into another, because she may be totally mistreating a man that means her well. So you can't go into another relationship damaged. It's definitely not going to work. So I can agree with Omar a little bit that men do need to have patience at some point with some women, because if they have been in a controlling, narcissistic type of relationship where a man says, baby, you ain't got to work, you ain't got to do this, and you ain't got to do that. And that, if they don't work, they don't have any financial support or means to make any moves if they need to leave. See where I'm coming from?
Okay.
They don't have anything, baby, you don't have to do this. You don't have to work. You don't need no car. I'll take you where you need to go, because their every move. They ain't going nowhere without you. A means of control. So a lot of times in new relationships, if a woman finds her way out of that, when a man comes to her and he has wonderful intentions, he's saying this to her, but all she is seeing is what happened to her before. Yeah, I had a nigga tell me that before. Yeah, I didn't have no job. I didn't, I let him take care of everything, but he didn't treat me well in that situation. So in that, I could agree a little bit with what Omar is saying, that sometimes if you can deal with it, a good man should have patience with the woman.
Okay. All right. We got the women's perspective from this. Let's jump into it. Big Mitch, give us the man perspective on how you feel about what Umar said.
Well, first, I want to say we all fall short. Ain't nobody going to be perfect in this.
Yes.
But at the same time, Marlena, I want to ask you a question. Don't you
Yes.
think you're setting yourself up for failure in the beginning? You already trying to figure out and trying to plan your way out if it doesn't work out? In your mind, you're already setting yourself up for failure by doing that, or even having that thought. Because most men, when we get with a woman, we are genuinely trying to be that man for that woman. I'm not saying we all don't do that. And I'm not saying that we're right for some of the stuff we do, because we're not. We all do stupid ass shit. Okay. But I'm just saying, when you get to a certain age, which all of us are, a lot of that shit is finesse. And we need to figure out what we need to do to keep everything right and keep everything straight. Because I know everybody not the same, and I can't help what my grandfather did, my father did, his father did, his father's father. All I could do is try to do better than what they did. Because, simply, my best bet in life is to do better than what I did yesterday. But because I can't, go ahead, baby.
Go ahead, finish. Let you finish.
Yeah. I can only account for me. I didn't have 2 failed marriages. So who am I to try to tell somebody how to do something? Even though I worked my ass off in 2 marriages, trying to do the right thing. Now, I ain't gonna say I was always right in everything I did, but for the most part, I took care of my house. My lights wasn't off. Everybody ate. Everybody had clothes on their back. I raised everybody's children that had children that I was with. And still, I feel like I got the foot in the ass, even though I was doing everything I was supposed to do. And a lot of times I was doing it on my own. You know, so I'm just saying, you know, it ain't our fault because, you know, what makes everybody happy doesn't make everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
can't make everybody happy who ain't trying to be on the same page as I'm trying to be on. Because innately, to make a long story short, I'm responsible as the man. I'm responsible for my household to make sure my house is where it's supposed to be. You know, so regardless of what I did or what I didn't do, or what I did wrong or what I didn't do wrong, you know, we all have to make the right choices from our past, you know, because we all know right from wrong, but we got to try to work with each other.
Yeah, well,
That's
that's a valid point. We all got to try to work with each other. And as I was saying um, about women in the beginning, is that we need to um, have a cleansing of ourselves, so when we step into the next relationship, that we
Men
don't take
too, not just women, men too.
that we
We need to
don't take
cleanse ourselves too.
that toxicity into another relationship. I
Yes.
hope I didn't come up as I was trying to uh, uh,
I didn't take it that way.
play a blame game. I
No, I
didn't
didn't take it that way.
mean for it to come off that way, but I did want to just try to make a point about, you know, patience. If you find a woman that you think would be valuable to you and she's a bit damaged, just give her some time if she's gone through something, and not so trusting to allow you to be that man, but because she's afraid, you know,
Does
a
that
lot of
go
times.
both ways though, baby? Does that
Yes,
go both
yes,
ways?
that does go both ways. That
Because a
does
lot
go
of us
both ways.
men, we need that same understanding.
Yes, it definitely
We need
does
that
go both
same, yeah.
ways.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Mr. Lee Jack, you've heard, you know, everybody kind of give their opinions on it. What do you feel about Umar and what he said?
Brother, I'm glad that you let me go last because I got a lot of opinion on this, and I just wanted to hear what everybody else had to say. Because if you would have let Mitch, you know, asked me before Mitch, I'll defer and let Mitch get his thoughts and opinions across first before I laid in on this whole little segment that he put off there. Again, I
All
say
right.
95% bullshit, 5% true. When he says he started off saying that whatever he was talking about, and then he wants to go into these numbers or these years, talk about in the 70s and 80s, how the black man wasn't at the house with the women, and that's created the issue of the woman not trusting the man. It wasn't because of the black man, it was because
Didn't
of
want to be there.
white laws
That's
that
right.
Yep.
incarcerate mass incarceration of black men in prison that got put.
Welfare.
It wasn't nothing about the black man doing nothing. He was trying to be out there providing for his family because he knew he had to. And you know, some of the times it was because of drugs or whatever, or doing dirt or whatever. But a lot of times it was just because the white man didn't want the black man in the picture in the first place, because they had a strong hate for them during the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s.
Hey,
It's it's millions of black men in prison right now from
for
that era
nothing.
of time who didn't
From
do a
nothing.
damn thing,
Damn thing. That's right.
and in
Right.
prison for nothing, when they was out there trying to provide for their family, be a strong male in the family for what the black woman needed. But they couldn't do that because they was wrongfully incarcerated. Now, if you want to
Yeah.
lay blame on that, you can. But to lay blame on the black man for not doing it, he dead wrong for that. He ought to be goddamn ashamed of himself and call himself a black man. Because if you gonna do that, you ain't no black man. You one of them. You, as they say, you one of the ops. Come on,
Coonery. Coonery.
thank you. Beyond coonery.
Coonery. That's what
And
that is.
then you say he said something about how the black man or the black woman shouldn't what did he say? Something about taking responsibility for something like that. How can you take responsibility for something that you ain't have no part in, no part or no say in what happened? I can't take responsibility for that. If it
Yeah.
wasn't my fault and I went, how can I take responsibility? Tell the
You right.
white folks to take responsibility for doing this to the black woman
Yeah.
and the black families during that time. Tell them to do that. But you ain't gonna do it because you're scared. You scared to put that out there in the air because of the optics of how you gonna look. Man, come on now. Be if you want to be two-faced, be two-faced for some real shit.
There you go. There you go. I agree, bro.
Say something that means something. Don't say something just because, oh, well, I think it's gonna get me views. I think somebody gonna agree. No, say the truth. Say the truth about the matter. Shit, that was some shit. It was a lot of
No, I
bullshit.
agree with you. Go ahead, finish up.
It was 95% bullshit what he said in that little segment. 95%
Yes, sir.
bullshit.
Yes, sir. You sure said it right, buddy.
Okay. And to piggyback off of Leah, it's amazing because I was going to say something to that degree. A lot of times, y'all got to keep in mind, even though we were locked up and we were, being taken away from the family, you got to remember, if you really look at a lot of them cases, a lot of them people got locked up because they did penny ante crimes. And you say, why'd you do it? Well, shit, we were hungry. I was trying to steal something to feed my family. Right. And then instead of them getting a normal sentence, like maybe,
6,
3,
7
4
30
months.
months and
days.
accounted from stealing from,
Mm-hmm.
the local mom and pop
Grocery
store,
store.
giving people
10,
5 and
12,
10
5,
years.
10 years. Yep.
And then the white man do the same thing. He
Same
gets slapped
thing.
on the wrist.
Yep.
Time
On the wrist.
And that's what I say.
probation.
Yes, a lot of them times people were doing that to feed them family because especially when you come from little small towns in Mississippi, little, Arkansas, Georgia, where there ain't no jobs and people got to feed. And unfortunately, when push come to shove, a lot of people don't want to commit crime, but you got a baby at home, need formula, need milks. And I hate that it have to come to that because we all got options. They didn't have to do it. But even though it's for a fucked up reason, they were doing it for their families and that woman.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we
Yeah.
just abandon the black family. And then, like we said, we talked about this in the earlier podcast about the Section 8. The Section 8 came through and made legal laws saying we'll give you this cheap ass rent, we'll give you the food
As
stamp,
long as
we'll
he
give you
keep the
the gas
man
money.
in the house.
One caveat though, his ass gotta go. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it ain't just
Yeah.
it's more like Donetta said. It's a blanket statement. There's more to it than just we abandoned y'all.
Right.
Right.
And one last thing before we move on. I'll just say that when I agree when she said that it's hard for a woman to give up this when they've been doing it for so long and stuff like this. And I find that in that statement right there, it could be true to a certain extent, but it's the stuff that they want to give up. Because if a woman, you came into a woman life right now and she said, I'm a strong woman, I don't need a man for nothing, and you start off saying, well, baby, I feel you need some gas money. I'm here's $24 per your tank. She'll start and I say, no, I don't need it. You good. She said, but over time, she will start taking that fucking money. You understand? So if over time you could take the money, then over time you could take the guidance. It's the same thing.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So I just say anything can be done, but if you keep fighting against it, we supposed to be pulling in the same direction. I keep going, God damn, why the rope feeling so heavy? And you pulling back that way, we ain't never gonna work.
Amen.
So and that's all I'll say about that. Because I don't want to get into no big major thing about it. But let's jump to one real quick. One more thing about Umar. Cause we still got to get to the color purple. we still got stuff to get to. So let's see. Let's pick this one and see what Umar got to say about this. Now, Mitch, as soon as we come out of this, I want you to start this out. And I ain't picking on you, Mitch. This is just the question.
And
Okay.
he says that you can be pro-black and did outside. Impossible. You cannot. Marriage is a business. When you get married, you commit your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, and your pocketbook. Your savings, your estate, your wealth. You commit that to that person you're married to. See, when you marry, you don't marry an individual, you marry into a race. You marry into a community. So I didn't marry a Jewish woman, I married into Jewish society. There's no way you can claim to love Black people, especially as a Black man, knowing that only 1 out of every 4 Black women will get married in her lifetime. We have the lowest female marriage rate in the country, 25%. That means 75% of Black women will never, ever know what it feels like to be proposed to.
All right, Mitch.
Oh, that is so funny. I like that, Mario. I like that. Okay. Since I have a Caucasian girlfriend, I'm going to address this the best way I know how. I tried everything I could to be with us. It had no reason or rhyme that I ended up with a Caucasian woman. I did not just go out looking for a Caucasian woman. The heart likes what it wants, and we want something that's going to be right with us. It should not matter what it is. It's just like a gay person. If they know they gay, that's what they are. You know, they know that this is what's going to make them happy. That's what they do. I'm just trying to find that's going to make me happy. You know, so if marriage is a business, you know, and that's how we're going to treat it, then tell me, why do these younger microwave Black women act like that we're supposed to just jump in and do everything when they do nothing and then complain about not having enough? You know, I wanted everything to work out with me in my race. I'm not against my race at all. As a matter of fact, my girl has 3 Black children. So is that denouncing my race when she has 3 Black children? I don't think so, because she's just as Black as these 3 Black women that's on this panel, because she was raised by a Black woman, you know, in the system. You know, I think that we go too far when we try to cross the line, trying to say what's right with this and what's right with that when it comes to race. Because when you look at it from a perspective, you can be with 2 Black people can be together and good. I'm glad they made it. But you have to be with something that you can make it with. You can't force yourself to do something and stay with something that's not working for you. Because if you do, all you're doing is hurting yourself. And in this microwave type community and lifestyle that we as Black people and Black women have, you know, attitude plays a big part in everything the Black man does when it comes to a woman. Sometimes we need something that doesn't have so much attitude. And people say that a Black man that goes with a white girl, he can't handle. Why should I have to handle? Why shouldn't we just come together and be okay with each other and listen to each other and talk to each other and not be this stereotype where he couldn't handle a strong Black woman? It seemed to me that we couldn't handle strong Black, period. Not just a woman or the man. So when I say that, I'm just saying, it don't matter if you Portuguese, Black, Chinese, green, orange, purple. Whoever you're with, that's who you with.
So to put an answer to the question, do you believe that you could be pro-Black and still marry outside your race?
I don't understand what pro-Black means, because we pro-human. I mean, I get what he's saying, pro-Black. How many Black people you know that buy at all Black stores? That's what pro-Black is. How many people you know that eat at all Black restaurants? Is that not being pro-Black? How many people you know that buy their clothes from an all Black clothing store? That's what pro-Black means. Who's in here pro-Black? Neither one of us in this group are pro-Black. Because if we were, everything that we own would be made and gotten from us, but it's not.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, Mario?
Yeah, that definitely answered my question. So I'm gonna bring it to you, brother Lee Jack. Can you be pro-black and still marry outside your race, or how you feel about what he said, Umar?
Umar again, 95% bullshit, 5% true. Because like Miss said, 90 you pro-black. What is pro-black these days? Because shit, even black folks will tell you that they against a lot of black folks doing a lot of shit. So I
Not
mean,
black niggas.
yeah, they tell you they against what other niggas do. They got their issues. So I mean, to be pro-black in this world nowadays can mean it's like Miss Donetta said about it, like it's a blanket statement. So what
Yes.
you mean? What you mean pro-black? Define your pro-black. What do you mean by that? He said that he married a Jewish woman, so he married into the Jewish society. Jewish people don't like black folks. I'm just here to tell you that. That's
Hey man, say it again. Say it again.
the God truth. So no, you did not marry into Jewish society. You married a Jewish woman. That's what you did.
That's right.
They don't like black folks. So yeah.
But the nerve and audacity, Leon, for him to say that though.
Right. Because like I said, 95%, he'll put that 95% bullshit out there
There you
because
go.
95% of people don't know that he's preaching some bullshit to them. So yeah, I mean,
Okay. All right. So, Marlena, we come to you. What are you thinking about what he's saying? Can you be pro-black and as they said, whatever, air bunnies that mean, and marry outside your race?
you're on mute.
You on mute, Marlena.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I totally agree with what Mitch said and Leon. And um, I don't have any other comment. Oh Lord.
All right. Ms. Mama D, thoughts, please.
I think the fellas hit it right on the head. I mean, they put the hammer to the nail and shut the coffin.
Yep.
It's really nothing else to say. What they said is very valid.
It's valid.
I disagree that you can't. I mean, yeah, you can be pro-black and you can marry who you want to marry. It doesn't really matter. That's craziness. I'm not gonna say anymore.
Okay. Andrea, if you would like to answer the question, please place yourself off of mute and answer, please.
Umar ain't pro-black his damn self.
Right.
Amen.
No, we're not.
That's all.
Okay. All right.
Let me say something, Mario, right quick.
Yes, I will say, let me say this. We sometimes as black people love to say that other people should recognize and we should, forgive us with the reparations and they did us wrong. They did it. Sometimes it be one-sided because a lot of time we don't realize in a reverse way how racist we be sometimes. You know what I mean when it comes to the other side. And in today's world, when you just trying to find somebody to make it through this journey we call life with, it's not my fault that it just so happens that that person's skin is not the same as my skin, but this is my soulmate. This is the person I'm in tune with. This is the person that I feel like I want to have kids with and build something and build a life together. If we only looking for one particular type with, I don't know, billions of people in the world, you by as Leon said about the 95-5, you're knocking off 95% of your choice and you're narrowing your chances at love or a life partner down to 5% because you just said I'm excluding the rest of the world. So it's nothing wrong to say you want to be with your own kind, but at the same time is also is nothing wrong with saying that you want to find somebody. And let's be honest, if we were gonna be pro-black, good luck on getting to work. Cause you name me the black car company that's out there ready available for everybody to get a vehicle. You let me know.
Hello.
So you know what I mean? And I ain't saying that they ain't out there. I'm just saying they ain't readily available where I can head down the street and to get me one. So
Yeah.
It's just through economics, it's through whatever. You could be pro-black, but pro-black is a state of mind more so than a way of life, because you
All
will
right,
find
say
yourself,
it, say it, say
you
it,
know,
say
you
it.
find yourself struggling if you just saying I'm gonna do all black everything. It's good in theory, but in
Yeah.
practical real world life,
It ain't gonna
it
happen.
is not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like you
What
said, where the car company at, where the gas station at, where the grocery store at, where the
Right.
clothing store at,
Yeah.
where child
What
care,
the
banks.
bank.
Yep.
Who
And
gonna
that
let you
that's
But
buy
what I'm
the house?
saying.
Who
You could
gonna
be
let you build the
pro-black,
house?
but that shit is all in your mind.
Right.
what about this, Leon? You forgot this one. It don't matter either way, because anytime a black man or woman has a child outside of his race, that child is still black.
Right.
Right.
Still black.
Yep. Yep. Still
So
black.
what damn difference does it make? Our genes is the strongest genes out there, because you can't get nothing black from white unless you have a black seed.
And at the end of the day, who cares? You trying to be happy. You try at the end of the day, nobody, when you sick or you need somebody there for you, somebody got your back. The same people
That's
saying being
right.
pro black, they ain't gonna be there for you.
Sure ain't.
Let me share something with you all very quickly. My husband was of mixed race. Okay, his dad was Spanish, his mama was black, and he looked Mexican. When the people on my job first met him, when he had barbecued for my birthday, and he decided he wanted to feed everybody. I never said anything about what race my husband was, because it didn't really matter. They knew his name. They saw this man out there on the grill barbecuing and fixing. Well, I had fixed the signs and had the stuff, and he was telling everybody they was coming in. I got Mama Dee's birthday is today, and I'm just come down and eat. You don't have to, don't have to buy anything. Everything is free. So they
Mm-hmm.
came upstairs and they said, "You having your birthday catered?" And I was like, "No." It's just a man down there with a chef's hat on and stuff. I said, "That's my husband." No, he must have somebody working with him. That's a Mexican man. That's not your husband. I said, "That's Frank. That's my husband." And they was
Damn.
like, "You did not
Mm-hmm.
tell us
Why
that
should we
you
have
was
to?
married to somebody who wasn't black. You always being all pro-black and always talking about blackness and heritage and all that stuff, and you jumped over to the other side." I said, "First of all, uh, he's not he's not Mexican. He is black." "Well, how you know?" I said, "Because his mama black. So that makes him
That's
black."
right. He in black. That's right.
I said, "And just because he looked Mexican, don't make him Mexican." I said, "Yeah, he does have some Latin blood in him, but he is a black man." And then you go down there, you better not say he Mexican, because you better not get to eat. And I said, "And what difference does it make?" "Well, we know that you walk around," because I used to wear a lot of African garb to work. And I just used to do it just for the heck of it, because I know they didn't like black folk. Um, and especially in like this month, February, oh, I'd shut them down. I have one on every night, because I was working the midnight shift
Mm-hmm.
every night. And see, they had this thing about you couldn't wear hats and turbans and stuff. I had my wrap around my head. I said, it's against my religion. This is February. I got to wear it. I ain't had to, but I
There
did
you
anyway.
go. There you
Uh,
go.
the one that they could say. Uh, and they was like, I'm just. I mean, they went on for like 2-3 days behind that. They told everybody. They took pictures and everything. I was like, y'all stupid.
Wow.
And we had some white people that were married to black men, and they were surprised. You've never said anything about being married to somebody. So that, first of all, it's not your business. So I didn't think it was necessary for me to say anything. But it's just amazing how people, um, just because you try to do things with people in your community, um, they get to be surprising if the person that you are involved with or married to or attached to or whatever in relationship with is not the quote unquote black Mandingo looking person.
I just think it's amazing that if you marry outside your race, you got to explain it to everybody else.
Exactly.
Shouldn't have to
Exactly.
because the whole race is black. The
You know
whole
what?
world is black. Let a
You
white
know
man die, they
what?
bury his ass in 3 days. They
That's
bury a
just
white man in three
crazy.
days because his ass is gonna turn black. That's why they bury his ass in 3 days. The whole world is black. We don't want to see it that way, but it's the truth. Everything came from black.
Yeah. All right. So we had one more with the Umar, but we're gonna just put Umar on the back burner because we pretty much get the general consensus of
Oh,
how we feel
fuck
about
Umar.
Umar.
Yeah, we done roasted him enough for tonight.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So we gonna finish up with this. And I know a lot of y'all people find the color purple close and near and dear to your heart. So
Lord have mercy.
we asked at the end of the last show where everybody going to see it, and that was a unanimous no. Now we have had a chance to see it, so we're gonna just kind of let everybody. We were gonna come at it at a different angle, but since time constraints, we just gonna let everybody kind of give their personal opinions on the color purple. And we're gonna start with you, Andrea. Did you like the movie Color Purple, the new iteration, 2023 version of Color Purple?
Hell no, it was some bullshit.
Ooh.
Point blank.
Well, tell us how you really feel, Miss Tillman Marks.
I just did. It was some bullshit. They could have left that alone. That's my answer. And I said what I said.
Mm.
Heard
Wish I had
that.
a sound effect to go, damn. Um, uh, all right, Marlena, how you feeling about that thing?
You know, it was a total disappointment. Oh, Lord have mercy. They left out all the valid points of the first movie. You know, it just, I just didn't like it. I did not like it. Um, I didn't even like the musical part of it, not because of the singers. I didn't like the song choices either. You know,
Well,
I just thought it could be better.
well, one of the problems that I had real quick is that they say it's based off the stage play, right, and not off the movie. But if we doing semantics, right, what is the stage play based off of?
Okay.
The
The
movie.
book.
The movie and
Okay,
the
so
book.
if the movie is based off the book, then the stage play is based off the movie, and then this is based off the stage play. It's all based around all the same things. You know what I'm saying? So I wish they stopped trying to make that distinction between the two. It's pretty much the same thing. So Miss Dodnetta, what you think about it?
Well, y'all know how much I love musicals,
Me too.
but that's not one that I loved.
It was
Right.
hard.
Um, it was hard for me to accept the movie at the beginning because, as I told you all earlier, that when the movie first came out, I went in there and just saw the first part of it and walked out because I thought it was about a man having sex with all his daughters. I didn't realize, and then someone told me I needed to read the book. So when I read the book, then I said, okay, I'll give it another chance. And then I did enjoy the movie. I've seen excerpts of the play, and that wasn't bad. But I tell you, that movie, I'm glad I did not spend any money to go see that
Amen.
movie
Amen.
because I would have asked for a refund.
Yes.
And just because Oprah had her hands on it, don't mean it's gold. But I understand that it made a lot of money. But I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that Oprah had her hands in it. She had a good choice of actors. All the actors were good, but that they need to be in another type of movie because that wouldn't I didn't
Yeah.
like it at all.
And Oprah has made some good movies. That
Oh
one
yeah.
for me, that That just was
co-producer,
like I said.
But she don't have a Midas touch on everything. They think she
Right.
does, but she
Nope.
doesn't.
and the co-producer was Steven Spielberg.
Yes, because he
Uh,
was the executive
The
producer
original.
of Color Purple.
Of
okay.
the original. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, anyway, very surprised that that movie was horrible, with him being one of the producers of the movie. I was very disappointed in that as well. 'Cause he
I don't think
usually
he had
does.
much say. I don't think he had much
I
say,
don't think he
Marlene.
did either. I don't think he did either.
Okay. Because he usually does a really good job.
Yes,
He
he
does.
does.
Mm-hmm. And if they just wanted it to be a
You're muted,
musical like
Mario.
that, he just wanted it to be a musical like that, why not go and get some input from somebody else before you just jumped out there and did it like that? Because it to me, it was horrible.
It
I'm sorry.
was.
Okay, real
Some
quick. Let
things
me
Who
give
don't
does
y'all
need
some.
that?
some things don't need a sequel or a
Joe
different,
don't.
and that's the problem with Hollywood now. They don't have any new ideas on movies, so they're doing
Microwave.
remakes. I don't always like those
Microwave.
remakes.
Quick.
But even with that, there are so many books out there. Pick a book
The
and
books are better. Alex Walker, man, when she wrote that book, she wrote that shit. That shit was
Yeah,
the fire. When you read that book was fire. It's so many damn different points of that movie that you didn't see
didn't
that was
even
in that
touch.
book.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
And
You
he
read
said,
that book, man, that shit'll have you on the edge of your seat. That shit was good. I
Well, let
hated
me
that
give y'all
movie.
some ratings real quick from Metacritic, from Rotten Tomatoes, and from IMDb. Okay, from Rotten Tomatoes, they out of 100, they gave it 83. On Metacritic, out of 100, they gave it a 72. And on IMDb, out of 10, they gave it a 7.1. And then they did a user, people coming out the movie theater who rated the movie out of 5 stars. It averaged 4.1. So, uh, and
I
looking
might
at the
like it.
money and looking at the money numbers, it fell at for the first 3 to 4 weeks. They do projections of what they think the movie should do. They
Mhm.
saying it fell short of its expectations.
I believe
But
it.
it
I
did.
believe it.
It did fall short
So,
of his
but
expectations, but they did better than what I thought they would do.
See, when they take those polls and things like that, they're not asking the right folks. Come ask some
It
people
sure
like
ain't.
us. Come ask us. Come ask some people like us.
They take the polls in white communities with white people
Right.
who,
That they ain't gonna even watch the damn movie anyway.
right.
I
They
mean,
they
but 7 out of 10
responded
is is saying that it was a pretty decent movie. Now
Yeah.
the 72% saying that is well, I guess that would still make it 7 out of 10 though, So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess at best they saying it was okay-ish.
Okay.
hmm
Yeah,
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Mario. At the end
yeah.
of a game, would you rather have a free throw shooter in the game shooting the last damn free throw? Or would you rather have a motherfucking free throw shooter like Stephen Curry, Seth Curry, at the free throw line and shooting damn near 90%?
No,
You see
I
what I'm
agree with
saying?
you. No, I
There you
agree with you
go.
100%. And I don't even mind they tried to do the musical, but if we being honest, the musical part is not the part that throws you out. It was just bad. You know what I mean? It was just not a good movie. And like I said, in black community, most of y'all, and even y'all, and before we even got to this, right? When we first had said, oh, they thinking about doing the movie, whatnot. Y'all were reciting those goddamn movie quotes and lines like
Uh-huh.
y'all had done seen this shit 1,000 times, right or wrong. Y'all
Until
know
you
them.
do right by me, Hoppo.
Okay, that line right there was not even in it. She sung
Wasn't
it.
No.
it?
She sung that line. That's a famous line from that, and she sung it. She didn't say it.
All right.
She did, and
Shit.
quite a few lines that people repeat from that movie, they sung. It just was not good. And y'all know the part I couldn't, I absolutely couldn't stand. It was cheesy and corny. That here comes sugar, here comes sugar. I hated that shit. I mean, it was just cheesy, man. And but
Oh Lord.
And which is funny because the parts where they were not singing was watchable. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord
Yeah.
have mercy.
So I ain't knocking because I understand people have to work and there's a lot of people got employed by, but sometimes stuff just don't come across visually how you had it in your head sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Oh,
So,
Lord.
it is what it is. So, Mr. Leon, did you get a chance to catch it or you got any thoughts on this thing?
No, I didn't get a chance to catch it, and I'm glad I did because when I started seeing the commercials on it, and I'm looking at it like, wait a minute, this is a fucking musical. The Color Purple that I know and love, it wasn't a musical. It was an actual story. So I know
Yep.
this gonna be bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah, when I seen that it was a musical, I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to see that. That's just gonna ruin what my childhood was about with the Color Purple and understanding about Suge and Hoppo and all the rest of the characters in the movie.
Well, I thought, Leon, that I was actually going to like it because it was a musical. And like Dinetta, I love musicals as well.
Yeah, I
And
love
that's
music
why I
too.
was kind of excited to see it because I thought that it was going to be a really great musical. But it turned out to be riffraff.
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I
Yep.
said, I love musicals too, but like I said, like you said earlier,
It
and
was a bust.
to put a musical to actually make a movie that is a musical, you need to have producers and directors who have partaken in musicals and know how to direct it and tell the story. Oprah ain't never directed a musical, nor has she ever been in a musical.
Mm-mm.
Steven Spielberg ain't never directed a musical, nor has he been in a musical. So I already knew that was going to be a flop.
You
And
just could have
even,
called Spike. He would have helped.
It was.
but if you think about your musicals that you like, at least the musical that you like got one or two songs that's memorable where you
Yep.
sing, you can think about it, you know what I'm saying? Like West Side Story and all them songs, you could think that this had them songs that were just weird and kind of unflowy. It was
Yes,
just
yes.
it was just weird songs.
Yeah.
School days, good and bad hair.
Yep.
I mean,
You know
I
what
just
I'm
couldn't
saying?
get into it, and it was and it wasn't the musical artist at all.
No.
And I'll tell you, even with because it was kind of sketchy when they said they was going to make Dreamgirls into a movie, but I can tell you they pulled that one off,
Yes,
and
Yes,
they
that was
did.
they
according
did.
to
Yes,
the
they
Broadway
did.
play. And I went to see the Broadway play with with the real Jennifer in it, but uh and they had some songs that were memorable that weren't in the play, but you can if somebody sung it, that came from the movie Dreamgirls. If they sing a song from Color Purple, I can't even tell you where it came from at this point. And I saw the movie.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't a good movie at all.
The
Yeah.
only thing that was familiar was Sisters, and then they had another version of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, and that's what I said. Like, there was a few people that I thought really played it part. Like I said, Mr. Dad, I think he did a really good job of that thing. Cause that scene on the porch was it was funny. You know what I'm saying? But and that's a shame that's one of the highlights of of that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And y'all even told me that they changed the line from when she handed him the water. Y'all say they changed that up.
Hmm.
They
So
did.
And then the
so
part about when she was shaving him, that was a pivotal part of the movie. Uh,
Because Suge was
In
It
the
out
new
with
was.
movie,
it.
it meant nothing. It meant nothing.
That was one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Mine too.
The shave and
And when she found the letters, um,
yeah,
Yep.
when Suge went out there and got the mail, that wasn't.
when she
Right.
was
yeah,
out there in the field reading those letters, and he just all of a sudden came up on her and just knocked the fire out of her.
Yeah,
That was it. And I'm like, well, what happened to that part?
But like I said, in today's climate with the Me Too and the feminist movement, they weren't gonna show that. Y'all know
Hell no.
that. Y'all know they weren't gonna show the man, fine off photo. Y'all know that. So I mean, you just had to know that going in. All right, so real quick, out of 10, Miss Dianetta, what you give it?
5.
Okay. Marlena?
And let's push it.
3.
Sure.
-10.
Oh, hello. Ooh.
Damn. Mrs. Winfrey, that them talking. I ain't said none of that. All right, Mitch, you jumped in for a minute. What you give it?
Boy, look. That was the worst movie I ever seen in my life. The worst musical I ever seen. I'm worse than Suge when it comes to that. I'm negative, 100.
And like I said,
I'm
I don't want to
negative.
knock nobody creativity and nobody work that they put into it. But let's just be honest. Not
Right.
because it's black. We've seen plenty of bad movies. I don't care who made it, what color it is. There are some bad movies out there. You know what I
Movies,
mean?
yes. And
So
this was
we ain't
just
knocking
one
it
of
because
them.
it's black or whatever. We just saying from a strictly a movie standpoint, it was not good. Seriously,
Look,
I'll
Right.
joke
I'm
aside.
gonna get you sucker was a bad movie, but it was
Anytime
better than that
That
anytime that I'm sitting through a movie and I'm struggling to
to
stay
watch it.
there to see it to the end, I've never, ever, ever had to do that. This
Yeah.
was kind of painful for me to just sit and watch the complete thing.
Yep.
And especially to
I couldn't
something you
wait for
want
it to be
to watch.
over.
Yep.
It was the first time that I could not wait for a movie to be over.
I'm
Over.
here.
Right.
I'm right there with you. I believe I even text Mario and said, "Is this bullshit not over?"
You did. You did. She was like, well,
I said
when
the
is this
same
thing gonna
thing.
be over with?
Lord, I think at the very end of it, I said, was a bust.
Yes, it
Boy,
was. And
that
we
shit was
all wanted to
bad.
watch it.
It was bad.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
we could have
bad.
made a movie better than that, y'all. Us,
We
us
do all the
six could have
time.
made a movie better. We could have made one better than
Right.
that. Us six.
We do all the
At
time.
least, at least the shit would have been funny.
At the very least, I think it would have been funny. Yes, I think it would have been funny. But like I said, we ain't knocking nobody hard work. We just strictly from a person who's watching the movie from entertainment value. Like I said, ain't got nothing to do with no color, ain't got nothing to do with none of that stuff. We ain't being biased toward none of the
No,
people.
we're consumers. That's what that is. We're
Yeah, we're
consumers.
Right.
consumed. We ain't being biased toward none of the people that was in the movie. We're just saying for the best bang for our buck, it wasn't good.
Right.
No.
That's all we saying because we'll get hate from this, y'all.
Well,
Y'all don't.
Yeah.
let 'em hate.
We not
I
pro
ain't
black.
changing nothing. They can hate on me. I'm not changing anything that I said. Nothing.
Me neither. Me neither. I couldn't stand that shit.
Mhm.
All
So
right,
I
y'all.
guess
We we
I guess
we
we
gonna
are
end
all
it on
in
that.
agreement. Yes, and
What'd you
I was
say,
gonna say
Suge?
I guess that we are all in agreement that the color purple gets the total thumbs down on this.
Now, two
This
snaps in a circle.
Well, man, I think Andrea just invented a new thing, the total thumbs down. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we gonna end on that, y'all. We gonna end on that. We at that point. So Mitch, I'm gonna let you take us up out of here. Talk to him, brother man.
Well, it's the first show of the year, y'all. I'm so happy to be back. I'm happy I got my phone together. Y'all, I got a new iPhone, and I swear, I feel like an old ass man trying to figure this shit out. Thank you, Andrea, for helping me get this shit together, because I swear to God, I couldn't have got it without you, baby. I love you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome. Love you
Mario,
too.
for dealing with me. Thank you, ladies, for dealing with me, because y'all told me something at the end of this year that y'all helped me out, and I appreciate y'all being honest with me and dealing with me. thank you, Leon, for being my boy. You know, we family here, man, and if we can't tell each other the truth, we can't tell each other nothing.
Ooh,
But I
Amen.
appreciate y'all, man, and I love y'all, and I love this group. Thank y'all, and I see y'all again next time.
All right. We should let you win last.
I'm telling
Right.
All right, brother Lee Jack. Let's talk to him. We're gonna start calling Mr. Lee Jack Mr. 95.5. Come on, talk to him, Mr.
Hey,
95.5.
It's saying, hey, 95% bullshit, 5% reality. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Listen to what you want to listen to, but goddamn, take heed to some real shit. If somebody coming to you at a real point into your life and telling you some shit, they being honest with you, take heed to what they telling you. When they come
Man,
at you with some nonsense, you can see the nonsense because they're gonna tell you one thing, then contradict themselves, and then turn in. So hey, pay attention to what people telling you and listen to what they say, but don't do everything that they tell you because a lot of people don't love you. They won't tell you the truth.
Like you said, 95.5, y'all. 95.5. Remember that formula, 95.5.
95.5.
All right. Miss Cat Lady, beautiful lady, talk to him. Take us on out of here.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much, viewers, for coming in. We truly enjoyed having you, and we hope that you stay with us. Don't forget the next time, bring a friend. We love y'all. Keep coming. We're going to have a good fourth season. Meow.
Roof, roof, roof.
All right. And producer extraordinaire. Talk to him, baby girl.
Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Like we said in the beginning, we are in our fourth season and we hope to bring you some new content and hope that you guys enjoy.
All right. Thank you for that. And last but not least, who really gonna take us home, the lovely Mama D. Finish us out, baby.
well, we really appreciate you all visiting with us, and um, the Rugrats acted pretty good tonight. I think the vacation helped them a lot. The little respite time. Uh, Again, if you have something that you want us to discuss, just send it out there on the digital streets, as they call it, and we'll pick it up and we'll run with it. And I'm sure Mr. 95.5 will definitely tell you what he thinks.
Mr. 95.5, got you. Don't forget, y'all. Valentine's Day is coming up. What you call it, Marlena? What month this is?
Love you, Eric.
Love you, Ari.
Yep,
That's what
love
she
you,
calls
baby.
it, Mario. She calls it, man, ain't nobody else. Mario, she calls it love you, Ari.
Love you, Mary is here. So before maybe that day come, maybe we'll have everybody kind of gather up some love tricks and tactics and tell us, some things to do in the bedroom to get that thing popping and make sure it go right. Maybe the ladies can come up with some gifts or some ideas. The fellas will tell her, that right position to get her to where she need to be. Put her in the
Oh,
wheelbarrow. She'll get
Lord.
to squealing, you know.
You know what?
So we'll do a show like that and get back to some, some of our roots. We trying to transition to be more adult, but on that show right now, we're gonna talk for real and what's really gonna go down for Love You Weary. So
And,
y'all
and
stay
Mario,
tuned.
it's not a part of cuffing season either.
so
Ooh.
ain't. Mario,
Woo!
Okay,
Say
Mario,
what you gonna
Madeline,
say, baby. Go on, say it.
go ahead, Madeline. We listening, baby. You got the flow.
I'm just talking to you.
Oh, I'm listening.
Mm.
Go ahead.
You,
Oh,
you,
okay.
you say this season that you was gonna get your
Uh-oh.
signature word. Did you get your signature? Like
Not yet.
everybody else got their signature saying, like mine's is Miss Madeline, the queen, Southern Belle
I'm
Queen.
working on
Whatever.
it.
Oh, Lord.
I'm working on it. Give me another episode or two, and I had.
I just ain't. Listen, now just Miss Diana, we ain't gonna start that stuff this season. Now I am the Southern Belle Queen. That everybody knows that I'm a lady and the Southern Belle Queen. This is Miss Matlin,
Don't
the
nobody know that but Leon, so and
Southern
he
Belle,
don't count.
Southern Belle Queen. She
And he
gotta
don't
start the
count.
season off with
Okay.
you acting up. Why we got to start the season off with you acting up?
Why we
Mario,
got to start the season with you,
Mario, go
period?
ahead and Mario. You gonna get your signature this season.
Yep, I say give me another two or three episodes and I should have it.
To a
Okay.
tree.
It's gonna
To a
take you
tree.
that
Two or
long.
three. Yeah, give me another two or three.
Leon, where you been? Because you know, ain't nobody treat me like you do. Don't nobody love me like you do. Nobody in this podcast group.
Nobody.
On time they every time you ain't around, they mistreats me.
They gonna have to do better.
Nobody.
They gonna have to do better. And
Ain't
get
nobody got to do
I
nothing
need
but
I
you.
need you I need you to say something to them for me.
You can't say nothing to me. Nothing.
Netta, I'm so sick of her. And we just
I've
got
been sick of
started
you.
and
We
she's
love you,
already
girl.
acting the fool.
Matlin, we love you, girl. Don't pay them no mind. Where's Marlena?
They always trying to hurt my, you know what? You know what? Just,
Does that mean you're not
We
coming back
love
next
you.
week?
You know you can't.
I
You know
love
you
you, Madeline. I
cannot.
love you, baby. I love you.
You know you cannot.
Mitchell, thank
You
I
you.
know.
The
I
Madeline.
know.
means do love me. I don't know if Mario do for sure, but I know Leon loves me, and I know you love me, Mitch. And I think Andrea halfway liked me, but that hang up there.
Well, if the men
Just
love you,
keep
that tell
it,
you what kind of woman you are. Why you always talking about you a
Madeline.
southern lady.
I am a
Madeline,
Southern belle.
I just keep it real with you, Madeline. I like you. I love you. I got love for you too. I just try to keep it real for you. You know it, because we can't have this with you and Lady D or Miss Donetta
She
this
ain't no
season.
lady neither. Because I ain't no lady. She ain't there neither.
Ooh. Ooh.
my
I
goodness.
never claimed to be one, darling.
Well, you so
Ooh.
expect it when they
Mama
say
D.
it. When they say you, Lady D, you just to be grinning and stuff, and you be
Oh shit.
accepting it.
If you listen very well, you would hear them call me Mama D, and
They
not
say Lady D too.
uh, don't be mad.
Uh-oh.
I
Just
ain't got
be
to be
careful.
mad. 'Cause
Don't be mad. Just be
I know that
careful. That's all.
I know that I'm a
Mm-mm.
Leave that
lady
alone.
and
You
a
can't have
Southern
it.
belle, honey. I ain't
Drink your
got to be
milk.
mad. I ain't got no reason to be mad.
Ooh.
Don't let look, Madeline, don't let Miss Donetta get up under your skin, okay? You are a Southern belle, and you have to
Shut up,
I am.
Andrea.
always,
I
and you
sure
all have
am.
to always present yourself as being such, okay? Don't let
Thank,
her
Shut
get
up,
up under
Andrea.
your skin.
thank you, Andreas. Thank you.
You listening to her? Oh my God.
She should. Did you hear Ryan say she should and ran on after the
Oh, y'all crazy.
So with both ladies, well, I'm sorry, with all three ladies' permission, can we end the show?
You do what you want. You grown over
good
21.
good night, everyone. We
Cheers
will
to the
see you
total
next
group.
week.
Cheers to y'all out there.
All right. Good night,
See y'all next
Madeline.
week.
Bye.
Meow.
Meow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
Y'all so
wow.
Wow.
crazy.